What's good? This is Trey, and I'd like to welcome you to this presentation on how to become a grounded masculine man that gets laid 3 times a week in the next 90 days without being inauthentic using pickup lines or dating apps. And this is exactly what happened to my client Khalil. He went from being a 9 to 5 software developer, feeling inauthentic approaching women and not satisfied with his dating life, and also always in his head an overthinker, to getting laid 6 times in 1 week, starting his own business and making over $60,000 in the first 90 days, and feeling good about his confidence and ability to attract women. And the steps I'm about to reveal to you is how I went from a 24-year-old virgin to dating multiple women at a time and getting laid 3 times a week by beautiful women. This is how I went from being an emasculated and frustrated nice guy to a grounded masculine man. So who is this for? This is for men that want to permanently change their lives, that don't want to learn another quick tactic, right? You're financially stable, you have a decent life, but you're lacking the companionship of women. You want to feel comfortable around the opposite sex, and you want to be able to approach any woman with a 90% success rate. So the first steps to making this happen is killing the fear of rejection, right? What is it? You have to go through a process of exposure therapy, doing drills where you expose yourself to potential rejection. And by doing so, you will train your mind and body to be comfortable with rejection and no longer fear it. So how do you do this practically? Well, for example, the first day you'd go out and ask women for the time, right? The second day you'd ask women for the directions. The third day you give women non-physical compliments and so on and so forth. As you do these drills, you will have limiting thoughts and beliefs come to the surface, and you'll be replacing these limiting thoughts and beliefs with more empowering thoughts and beliefs. So for example, if the thought of what if I get rejected comes up, you can reframe it with who cares? Purpose over pain. I am happy that I took action, whether I get a positive reaction or not. Right? What are some benefits you'll get from applying this step? You'll be able to reframe beliefs. You'll be able to take limiting beliefs and reframe them with empowering beliefs, right? You'll have an awareness of self-sabotaging mental patterns. You'll become more relaxed around women. You'll be training yourself to take risk. You have the ability to sit with discomfort. You have the ability to not give a fuck about what people think about you, right? You'll be able to increase your mood. You'll have reference experiences to be bolder in the future, and you'll be practicing authenticity. And this is Khalil, one of my clients who went through my coaching program, and he basically did the drills. And you can see here, what I have you do is I have you, write down what was your experience doing the drills. What are some limiting beliefs that came up? How do you reframe them, right? This is a very engaging and proactive process that you'll be going through to really reprogram the way you think, reprogram your subconscious mind for permanent change, right? Become the type of man who can approach women. So the second step is cold approach, right? This is actually developing the skill, the ability to approach women effectively. So the first part is opening. Opening is getting a woman's attention and starting a conversation with a romantic and sexual vibe. You do this correctly by getting into the emotional state you want to transfer to the woman, right? So for example, you may want to transfer excitement to the woman, right? Joy, love, peace. These are positive, elevated emotions that women want to feel. I really like joy and excitement because that's like a good, emotion to transfer in the beginning to keep the woman engaged, get her attention, right? You approach her and deliver an opening statement while sustaining an elevated emotional state. So for example, you may approach the woman and say, "Hey, I thought you were attractive and I wanted to come and say hi." Now, what do you get when you do this, right? You'll be able to approach and start a promising conversation with any woman you want. You'll be able to make women feel attraction for you by transferring elevated emotions from the beginning of the conversation. You'll be able to start interesting conversations with women, and you'll avoid going into the friend zone by starting these conversations with romantic and sexual vibes, okay? And you'll have the ability to effectively meet beautiful women anywhere. Second step, conversation and vibing. What is it? It's sustaining a romantic and sexual vibe through emotionally stimulating conversation. You do this by first getting present, right? Getting out of your head, getting into your body, feeling your arms, your legs, your feet on the ground. Then you want to think about something that makes you feel excitement. So it could be the woman in front of you, or it could be some past events in your life where you felt excited, you felt joy, you felt powerful, you felt confident, you felt a love for life, right? And then you want to transfer this excitement, transfer these elevated positive emotions and feelings to another person or the woman in front of you by sustaining this feeling in the conversation. What you'll get from this is by transferring positive emotions, the woman will feel attraction for you. A woman feels attraction when she experiences positive emotions and feelings while being in your presence. I had a client that did a coaching call with me. He applied what I'm teaching here. This is what he sent me. He said, energy is key, man. After our talk, I ran another errand. Within 10 minutes at the mall, I went 2 for 2. He got 2 dates lined up with super cute girls for Sunday nights. And he said, I'm going to be ready for the fifth. The fifth was basically a day where we're going to go out and do an infield session. So he was already building up momentum by going out and approaching women, applying what I taught him. He was already getting results, right? And I told him, I love this, brother. Let's keep this energy flowing. Third step is closing. All right. So you open the woman, you converse with her and vibe, and then you want to get her phone number so you can meet her on a date. So you do this by telling her you have to go, right? You tell her, hey, I have to go, but I enjoyed speaking to you, right? You let her know that you'd like to see her again. So you say, I got to go right now, but I really enjoy speaking to you and I'd love to see you again. When would you be free to grab coffee sometime? Right? That's how you go for the number. And then when she says, oh, I'll be free at this time, you're like, all right, cool. Let me take your number down. You take her number down, right? And now you have her number. Now you can, take her on a date. You can stay in communication with her so that you can go on a date with her in the future. And this is just me screenshotting a text from a girl who I approached. I got her phone number. We set up the date. She told me, I asked her, when are you free? She said, I'm free anytime after 5 p.m. I said, okay. So I'm thinking Tuesday around 7. We can grab smoothies. Sound good? She said, sounds good to me. Perfect. I'll hit you up Tuesday. Have a good night. I ended up linking up with this girl. We had a great time. And I dated this girl for quite some time. Step 3, dating and hooking up. So you approach the woman, you converse and vibe, you get her phone number. Now it's time to set the dates, right? Once you set the date, you want to get into an elevated emotional state before you go on a date, right? So you want to make sure that you go on a date feeling good, right? You tap into a positive emotional state. You get excited about the woman, or if you're having a hard time getting excited about the woman, maybe a little too anxious or nervous, just think about a time where you felt really excited, where you felt confident, where you felt strong, where you felt sexy, whatever positive emotion you could tap into, and then you go on a date feeling that. And on the date, you want to focus on having a good time and transferring a variety of elevated emotions to the woman throughout the day. So key thing is you have to have a good time, because if you're having a good time, she's going to have a good time, because your emotions are going to transfer to her, right? You want to be present to the moments, right? And lead the woman through a unique experience by bringing her into your world. What do you like to do? What do you like to talk about? What excites you? Be engaging, be exciting, like focus on good vibes, good emotions, conversation that you enjoy, and conversation that she enjoys as well. Be interested in what she's interested in, Now, as you're having a good time with this girl, at some point the tension is going to heat up. You're going to start to realize that you like each other, and there's going to be a moment where you're like, man, I want to kiss her. When that happens, go in for the kiss. All right. A lot of guys will ask, when do I kiss her? You kiss her when you feel like kissing her. There's going to be a moment where it's like undeniable, like, I need to go for the kiss, right? She'll probably give you a certain look in your eye. She may be touching you, right? Go in for that kiss, right? Once you kiss her, continue the date for a bit more, right? You don't have to end the date right after you kiss her. You can continue it for a bit more, end it on a high note, right? After you guys maybe, were just laughing or just having a good time, or maybe just had some cool experience. Then you suggest meeting at your place, right? So you could tell her, there's this movie I want to watch. I'd love for you to keep me some company. We could watch this movie together, right? Or you could tell her, I'm gonna go, I want to play that song for you. Like, I play the piano. So I tell the girl, I'd love to play this song for you or sing this song for you. I also sing as well. Or you could say, I have a bottle of wine. I'd love to, pop open that bottle of wine and share it with you. Whatever, something, suggest a reason why you guys are going back to your place. Okay. And then when she gets back to your place, what you want to do is continue the good vibes. The good vibes that you were having on the date, you want to continue that, right? Obviously, if she enjoyed the date, it was the emotions and the feelings you were providing on that date. So continue that when you get back to your place. And as the sexual tension gets high, so right as you both start to get turned on and really realize that you want each other, you want to move the interaction towards sex, right? So, if you guys are feeling each other, you're having a good time, you're playful, you're touching each other, you just take things to the bedroom. Or, maybe you have if you're watching the movie, you're already in the bedroom. So, as you guys are like feeling a sexual tension, you can make your move on her, going for the kiss, start massaging her body, things like that. All right. So benefits of doing this. If you follow these steps, what you'll be doing is you'll be the date's gonna be fun for both you and the woman, right? Because you're focusing on having fun, having a good time. You're leading her into an experience she wants to have. Women love romance and sex. And this is a natural and authentic way to create romantic and sexual connections with women, right? Literally, how does it go? You open a woman, you converse with her, you vibe, you get her phone number, you take her on a date, and you invite her back to your place, right? This is a natural, authentic process that you take women through to create a romantic and sexual connection. Okay, and this is a client who, he applied what I taught him, and he said, "Hey man, thanks to your advice, last night I was able to get this girl's phone number. We ended up hooking up in the car. I haven't had a hookup in years, bro. Now she wants to meet up again." Right? So this guy applied what I taught you here. He ended up getting a girl's phone number and hooking up with her in his car. All right. So what are your other options, right? If you don't follow this process I give you, what could you do instead? Well, you could do some pickup line acting, right? You could go and learn some pickup lines and, yeah, let me learn this line and fill my head with a bunch of stuff. And it may work, right? If you're a really good actor or if you have the inner game and the confidence to pull it off. But the thing is, if you're putting up an act, you're going to have to keep up the act and eventually she'll see through it, right? So that's why I'm not a big fan of, learning a bunch of lines and stuff, because you're pretending to be somebody you're not. You're being very robotic, and eventually the woman's gonna like see through it. Okay. Boot camps. Okay. Boot camps are, decent. You go out in the field, you approach women, it gives you real life experience and feedback, but it's a temporary fix because it doesn't reprogram your subconscious mind for permanent change, right? When you go on a boot camp, it's usually a day or two. You get this high, you may get a girl, whatever, but then you go back to your life and you go back into the old ways of thinking, old ways of acting, the old emotional states, and then you don't really have lasting change. You just have some temporary success and you go back to your old patterns. Another option is dating apps, right? This is what most guys try to rely on. And if you have really good pics and a strong bio, you can make it work. But most cases, you're gonna have to deal with catfishes. You know, you're gonna have to deal with apps that are oversaturated with a ton of men trying to get women, and you're at the mercy of the algorithms. These dating apps, they have their own algorithms. They change the algorithms. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, right? So you're at the mercy of those algorithms. But if you want to just do it my way, right? If the steps that I gave you here make sense to you, right? And you want my help with that process to guarantee that you'll get laid and overcome your fears, book a free coaching call with me below, and I'll see you on the call. Thanks for watching. Peace.